The boys pushed deeper into the muck, slapping at flies and whatever else scurried past them in the water. Sparse bald cypress trees stood like sentinels around them. The air was thick with the sounds of the swamp croaking frogs, hooting owls, a whole symphony of nature. And then, suddenly, the world went silent. They slowed, looking around, feeling the shift in the air. The silence that fell over the swamp was heavy, almost suffocating. Then, a new sound started to creep in, a soft, growing clang and chime. They froze, their eyes locking, wide with unspoken fear. Whispers started to drift on the wind, like secrets being told just out of earshot. That was it. They turned and ran, splashing frantically back the way they came. But for Ty, the whispers weren't on the wind. They were right in his ear. He could hear his sister coughing, his mother crying. He skidded to a stop. Randy, realizing he was running alone, whipped around. His cousin, Ty, was standing there, his back to him, slowly walking toward an old woman. She was draped in black and burgundy cloth that flowed around her feet in the murky water. Oh, the sight of her was so unexpected it stunned Randy into silence. He watched as she led Ty toward a rundown cabin nearby, a warm orange light spilling from its open door. "Wait," Randy managed to croak, breaking out of his shock and running after them. But they didn't stop. They went up the stairs and into the cabin, leaving the door agape. Randy crept closer, his heart pounding. The silence from inside nearly gave him pause. Peeking in, he saw a crackling fireplace. The woman sat in a wooden rocking chair. Ty stood in the middle of the room, mouth open, his eyes a dull gray, completely motionless, in a deep trance. Disembodied voices whispered all around the room. Randy started backing away, but the woman spoke, her voice calm. "It's okay. Come sit." She stood and gently guided a stunned Randy to her rocking chair. He sat, looking around the room. From the outside, the cabin looked like it would fall apart at any moment, but inside, it was clean, warm, and strangely inviting. The woman went to a small table covered in herbs, bones, and trinkets. With her back to him, she started singing a soft, haunting song in a language he didn't recognize. When she turned back, she held two small leather bags on strings, like necklaces. She placed one around Ty's still frozen neck, then tossed the other to Randy. He caught it, his eyes still fixed on his cousin. "What did you do to him, miss?" Randy managed to ask. Ignoring him, she grabbed a bundle of herbs, lit it in the fire, and began wafting the smoke into Ty's face. The whispering voices grew louder and louder until they reached a frantic peak, and then, silence. Ty gasped, taking in a huge breath of air as if he'd been holding it this entire time. He blinked, his eyes clearing from a daze of confusion to sudden, sharp clarity. The woman looked at him. "They tell you what to do?" she asked, her tone suggesting she already knew. "Yes, ma'am," Ty replied, his voice filled with emotion. He scrambled to his feet and hugged her tightly. "Hurry now," she urged, pushing him toward the door. "She ain't got much longer." Ty didn't hesitate. He bolted out the door, yelling a thank you over his shoulder. With Randy right on his heels, running back into the fading light of the bayou. Randy slowed for a moment to look back, only to find that the house and the woman were gone as if they were never there. A large hollow tree stood where the cabin should have been. Hungry, menacing eyes from the hollow stared back as the boys ran, heading out of the swamp. Thanks for watching, and be sure to come back and see if they make it in time before death shows its face, or something else entirely.